welcome back to the Live to Roll channel. I am your host for the day, Brianna Wheeler, and we're back with another Women's Disability Show. Today, we are going to just dive a little bit deeper and just talk about some more general questions as well, because we've done a lot of topics on this show, so we're just trying to get you to know us a bit more and to start out the year with some questions that you guys might be asking yourself as well. So we're going to get into introductions first, and then we'll get right into our questions. Let's start with Ashley and Nikki.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
I'm Nikki.
From Chicago. I'm a
C4
quad.
And I'm a T6 paraplegic from a car accident in 2019.
Period.
You guys look so cute. Okay, let's go to Jessica.
Hi everyone, my name's Jessica Brito. I am a C7 incomplete in California. I was injured 12 years ago from a car accident.
Thank you. Let's go to Maya.
Hey y'all, I'm Maya. I am a C5, C6 quad injured in 2018 due to gun violence, and I am from Illinois, but I bounced out of there and I now live in California.
Thank you. And I am Brianna. I've been injured 6 years ago from gun violence as well. I like the way you word that, Maya. I get so bad at wording this stuff sometimes. I'm just like, I was shot. What do you want me to say? And so people are like, whoa, girl, like, what are you talking about? But yes, so that happened almost 6 years ago. Oh, it's about to be almost 7 years ago. Wait, I don't even fucking know now that I'm thinking about it. I have no idea. It's in March, so sometimes I say the number once it gets a little closer to March, and then I confuse myself, but it's around there. Okay, so for our first question, we're going to talk about, this is Spike. He's very much in the moment today. I know you guys are usually used to Lucky. This dog is a little bit more needy, wants me to pet him a lot, but we're just going to let him rock today, okay? So don't mind this little mess on me. Okay, so we're going to talk about being accountable, one of our first questions. Thank you so much, Nikki, for coming up with some of these questions as well. I think they're super great, and I'm excited to dive a little bit more deeper. So how do you hold yourself accountable for your goals and your priorities? It's not an easy thing to do. Sometimes we make these lists and we have these New Year's resolutions, and it's kind of hard to stay on track with them, So what is it that you do to hold yourself accountable for your goals and priorities? Let's go to Jessica.
Well, I think I do. So I have ADHD, so I fall off the wagon a lot. So what I do is multiple strategies, and I have to kind of rotate them. So the same thing won't work for me every week. So 1 week I might make a to-do list of just everything that I have to get done in my life, and then that will work. I'll pick 3 things a day to work on from a really big list and then checking off. If that doesn't work, then I use Post-its. I buy Post-its with the lines so that I have like a Monday Post-it, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm checking things off that way. Another way, obviously, is getting my friends on board with the things that I want to do. So like right now, as a lot of people were trying to lose weight or getting back in shape after the holidays. So I joined, I rounded up my whole family, made it a competition, but we're really kind of cheering each other on because the goal is to not lose your money. So if you meet your weight loss goal, all it means is you don't lose your money, right? And so I kind of do little strategies where I round up friends, family, to make sure that we're all holding each other accountable. And that's helpful. I do vision boards so that I have the bigger picture, but I'm also very mindful that we're going to fall off the wagon and going to have to keep changing it up, at least for me, because I have ADHD.
Yeah, I absolutely love all those, and I really highly agree with them. I honestly never have tried the Post-its thing, but I think that's great because sometimes I make lists, and my problem is I have to recheck my list. That has to be one of the things that I make myself do is no, you have to read your list every single day because if not, I'll make 10 million to-do lists and never fucking look at them, and I don't have a problem not doing it, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that was on my 3 to-do list ago, and I'm like, oops. So I do have trouble with that, but sometimes lists really do help me. So it's weird, but I would love to try that strategy. I'm all about trying new tools and trying new ways to grow and achieve what you want to achieve inside of life. Of course, life throws different things at you, so you have to switch it up sometimes. So I love that you mentioned a couple different things, Jessica. Okay, let's go to Ashley and Nikki.
How do I hold myself accountable for my goals, my prayer?
We were just on.
Yeah, I think for I was like thinking. I think for me is like just remembering when I didn't hold myself accountable, like how I felt lately. So it's been really pushing me to just like I don't want to get back there because I feel like it messes with my mental health and stuff. So for me, a planner works. Actually, looking at the planner. So yeah, that's like little ways, and then just never give myself excuses because I think sometimes I could put like like ourselves on like a time crunch, and not everything has to be done at like certain times all the time. Like it could be, but if it doesn't, we still find a way to work it in my opinion.
Baby steps are still steps.
Baby.
Period.
How are you?
Well, I don't step, but you get it. Baby rolls.
Fact.
But,
What about you, Ashley?
for me, ways I keep myself, I may have to-do list for sure. Because if I don't see it, like it doesn't exist to me. So like I need to know like I checked it off. Okay, it got done. That's the biggest one I feel like to-do list, right? Like for a lot of that's my biggest one. Writing it down. That's how I hold myself accountable. Writing it down, checking it off throughout the day or the week, whatever the list is.
Mm-hmm. Love it. How about you, Maya? You have tons of going on. So how do you hold yourself accountable for your goals and your priorities? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes, okay, let me backspace. For me, I think the main things that I use to hold myself accountable to accomplish like my goals and keep things in priority is really prioritizing, right? So I will take a look at my goals and like really just what is important for me to accomplish in X amount of time. You know, what is the highest on this list that's the most important. And I think that really helps me because as Jessica said, you know, we all have room to like fall off and have room to mess up. And so if I do that, I kind of invite space into my life for me to mess up, you know, and then I'm not so like emotionally distraught when that happens because I've planned for it in my schedule. As well as utilizing technology, that calendar. My calendar is color coded. I look at my calendar every day, multiple times a day, you know, so instead of just putting things as reminders in my phone, I put it as like calendar blocks. That's really helpful for me because I get like the notification. It's a little reminder thing that does not work for me. I need like notifications with alarms. And then if that's still not working, I'll tell TJ like, hey, can you remind me to do this? Like I'll utilize my community as well, like for help with reminders.
Hey, TJ in the cut.
We see you, TJ. It's like there's a suspicious arm all of a sudden right there. Yeah, I think that's great. That's something new I'm trying this year. So I downloaded this app. I think it's called a sector graph. I'm not really sure. But now I'm trying to like look at my schedule, my day, each day, color coordinated, and really block out each part of my day. What am I doing? When I'm reading my books, when I'm resting, even when it's time for me to eat, so that I can acknowledge that, hey, you haven't even ate all day. You know, I'm like trying to put in these very direct things and look at it each day to be like, what did I complete? And am I wasting too much time just thinking and lollygagging away? Because that's another one of my problems and my self-sabotages that I do. I just get overwhelmed by my to-do list and then I don't do anything. So that sucks when I do that. I'm like, oh, bad Brianna, you know? So I'm trying this whole new little thing where I'm looking at it, I'm holding myself accountable. I think also getting an accountability partner. I learned that in the Boundless Babe Society. Maya was actually my first accountability partner ever. And we just check in with each other about our goals. Me and Nikki were just talking about it. We're going to start doing it for each other as well, so that you have somebody else telling you like, stay on track. Don't forget to check in. You got this. You know, sometimes you need that little motivation. Of course, we all wish and hope that we could be our own cheerleader all the time, but it doesn't always work out like that. And sometimes it helps to have a friend or family member on board, like Jessica said. So I definitely agree. This little dog is just lounging. So let's see, what's next? So name some ways you're intentional with your goals or priorities, and what could you work on more? So how are you intentional on doing your goals or creating your goals? Let's go to Nikki and Ashley.
I think kind of like, was it Maya that was, I think it was Maya. Like Maya was saying, or I think was it Brianna? I don't know. One of y'all said something about blocking out time and like remaining strict with yourself, or like finding what takes priority. So
Yeah.
like, for me, I try to think, let me try to get whatever XYZ done first half of the day. I kind of like do my days in blocks because, you know, I'm disabled and we have to cath and all this stuff. So I have my day in like kind of like blocks, right? So like, what can I do before I have to cath the first time? And I know I'm gonna lay in bed probably for a little, or like not be in the mood to like be productive for just like 30 minutes, you know. And then what am I gonna want to do for the second block, third block, whatever? So like, just really set it and making sure you do what you gotta do. I don't know. I'm rambling, but yeah, you get the point.
Yeah.
No, yes. What about you, Nikki?
I think for me, like similar to all of you, is like just like staying intentional with my time. Like
Exact. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of times. Like just especially like at least for this year, I know like I really wanted to start like cooking more because I love cooking. And like
So blocking out time.
but some it's like yeah, it's like blocking out that time sometimes would be hard. So just be like, oh, just order something to eat. But just been
Waste too
trying to
much
be
money.
yeah, but then it's like then you waste so much money and so it's like this effect. So I just noticed like just being more intentional with my time. Like now I'm like able to cook
And
some
then
dinner. Yeah.
noticing how you feel when you do like what you want to do and you're able to like check it off. That makes you feel good, but when you're not doing what you want to do, you feel
Yeah, then you get that
bad.
momentum. So be intentional with
Exactly.
your time.
Period.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Especially like, I feel like for the people that become disabled in their adult life as well, time just sometimes these things take up so much time. Like your disabled body
Exactly.
demands so much of your time that it can be exhausting, and you kind of lose
My
sense of
boy.
time, like what you're doing for it really for yourself, you know. And I feel like
Right.
that's what I'm struggling with. I definitely found my confidence and my voice in like being proud to be disabled, but I just want to work on me as a human being more and really make reasonable goals for myself and be really realistic with my goals. I feel like in the past I've been really not realistic and not really had a game plan. So now this year, not only do I have multiple goals that I really thought a lot about, and some of them are very simple. Like one of my goals is talk less, listen more. That's something that's like super simple, but is really important to me that I want to grow and I want to learn how to do, you know, gain as much knowledge as I can, you know, read more books, stuff like that. And so also making miniature like to-do lists underneath that goal. So now how am I going to complete it? What scares me about this goal? What is it going to look like if I fail this goal? And putting all that into perspective for myself, I think helps me a lot. Like be intentional, stay up to date with it, actually do the goal. I'm just putting this dog down over. Being intentional with your goals, and I think that is how I do it. Okay, let's go to Maya.
It's really just like echoing what you all have said about like being intentional with my time, and making sure that I'm creating like those blocks for myself. I know that I can't start my day really until like 11 a.m. because my morning routine, it's like intense. You know, I have a lot of stretches that I'm gonna do. So then I organize my day accordingly. You know, I won't take any meetings before 11. You know, I won't try to like do other things, and I'm really intentional about that, and then prioritizing. I'm not really intentional about like sitting down and like creating goals, which is something that I could get better at, you know, but I feel like sometimes I just have so much on my plate that I don't want to create any more goals, you know? So I'm just like, okay, I'll just tackle things as they come up. And I do want to become like more intentional about goal setting and accomplishing like personal goals.
Yes, I love that. I didn't set goals, like actually write them down for a long time. My goals were just like some like little fantasy in my little bubble somewhere, you know? But writing them down actually like and looking at it, reading it each morning, that's the hard part and that's the important part for me is like to read my goals and see what can I accomplish today, you know, on this list and what are things that like really would impact my life if I got done this year, you know, and give myself grace period too. That's another thing is like I like to scram everything in and it's like Nikki said, like give yourself some time, you know, to complete these things as well. But don't be unreasonable because there's like something about setting goals. I don't know if Jessica, you can say anything about this, but isn't there like they say it's important to like put a date on things?
So the reason why setting goals or writing it down is important, it's because your brain listens and the way your brain listens to, right? So like telling yourself this is a goal I want to do, your brain heard you, right? But because we as humans have multiple ways of learning, writing it down, what it does is you're saying it, right? So that's auditory. You're writing it, so it's physical, and then you're reading it, so you're using vision. And so what that does is it reconfirms it over and over and it turns it into something like it solidifies it in your brain more. Right? So you know how some people will tell you, you said it right now, like read your goals every day. It's so that your brain understands that this is what you're doing and what you're working towards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
That's
love
how
it.
the human, yeah.
I think it's really important. It's helped me tremendously. It has helped me a lot. Even like in the beginning, writing affirmations has helped me a lot too, and manifestations. Like even if there are a couple of them, just saying them each morning, it helps me feel more ready to take on the day. I'm ready to start, and it just has helped me. So yeah, Jessica, what do you do to be more intentional in your goals and your priorities?
I have a big picture first. Like, I have to know where I'm going, right? I don't believe in living in the future, but I do want to know where I'm going. And so as I go on about my day, I remind myself like this will get me closer to that, right? So right now what I started the past 2-3 weeks, it's just sometimes when I'm sitting around doing nothing or I'm doing a task that I feel is nothing, I ask myself like how is this going to benefit me, how is this getting me closer to that, and that reminds me of the intention. So it just reminds me that this is just one step towards the bigger picture. And I think one of you said like you have really small things on yours. I have like on mine I had like I'm going to have a new pair of glasses in 2023. And it's because it's really hard for me to make doctor's appointments and show up. So just getting glasses is really a lot for me. So when I called and made the appointment, it's like, oh, remember, like your goal is to have glasses this year. So that's how I
Yeah,
stay intentional.
I love
Just remind
that. Mm-hmm.
that it's part of a bigger picture.
That's important. I feel like a lot of time we're so focused on like what we're going through now that sometimes it's hard to picture like why we're doing it. Like because we don't know our future self, right? We know this version of ourselves. So it's so hard to plan for that version, to, you know, eat healthy for that version of ourselves, to save for that version of ourselves because it's a stranger. They're a stranger to us, you know? And so really thinking about those things of like where do you want to be, you know, why are you doing this, what is your ultimate goal in life, like pinpointing that is, I think, is important. It does help you be more intentional and remind yourself why you're doing this because life is going to get hard, it's going to knock you down, you know, it's not going to always be easy to complete these things and you have to remind yourself and have that motivation, you know, and something fueling your fire. And I think that's so important to remember, not to forget ever. Okay, let's see where we're going next. So, what is something you choose to do every day to keep you going as a human and as a person living with a disability? So let's go to Nikki since she came up with this amazing question. She's like, bitch.
I do. We're muted. Choose to do every day. What was the question again? Sorry.
What
I'm
is it?
Nikki's like, did I make this question? I don't know.
Like you sent it. You sent this
No.
question.
I figured she was gonna have all the answers.
Oh,
Go.
I think for me, and I know I'm pretty sure we've said this on the show before, both Ashley and I, but like just like I guess like giving me we had like this 5-minute rule because like be real, like pissing on myself sometimes be getting to me. Right now I do not have my bladder medication, so it's been a ride, but I'm just like, okay, 5 minutes to get upset about it and move on, baby girl. Like at the end of the day, it's not like, I don't know, I just think like it's not like I'm doing it on purpose and I'm not gonna stop living my life because of it. Like that just seems dumb to me. And maybe that sounds harsh, but it just like I feel like I've been there, I did that, and I just don't want to go back to that. So that's something that I think I just do to keep going as a human with this disability. Yeah. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
you do
Yeah,
every
5-minute
5-minute
rule.
Something you do
Yeah.
to keep on with keep on.
Yes, I love it. What about you, Ashley? What would you say that you do?
Recently, this year, new year, new me type shit.
Ah.
I been waking up a little bit earlier and reading a book just for fun, like not because I have to do it or it's on my to-do list, like because it's something that just like I just want to do. So been that because sometimes I feel like we get so caught up in schedules or in our wrapped up in our disabled life because disability does take up a lot of our life, a lot of our time.
A lot of headspace.
Yeah, a lot of headspace, a lot of physical time.
Managing your care.
Yeah, managing care, all the things, just annoying, you know, it's a full-time gig. And so just making sure making sure I just find time to just do something that's like not totally educational. Even though sometimes I read educational books, so then I don't know. But
what do you mean? Oh, like when it comes to disability or just?
No, like doing something every day that's just for fun.
It's just for you to help you clear your mind space.
Like not everything has to be like even though reading does help your mind, but like not everything has to be like I have to get this done today. It's just something you want to get done today.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you happy.
I love that. I never was a reader before my injury, and I've started reading a lot after my injury, and I love it too. This year in the morning, I've been reading too, and it just helps me also clear my head probably a bit because I do use a lot of my headspace to think about my disability, to think about different things going on. I am an overthinker and it's so freaking annoying. I can't stand it sometimes, but it's like I need to find different ways to quiet that. So meditating, guided meditation, just for me. And reading has helped me a lot. Positive self-talk has helped me a lot. So making sure that I'm not being too hard on myself because sometimes like the day will go by and I don't even realize how like negative I'm talking to myself or how negative I'm being about the situation. And like, of course I get to be angry, but a part of me, like once something feels that anger in me or that sadness or anything like that, it keeps on going on this rampage all day long. Everything bothers me. And I hate being like that. I hate it so much. It wastes my day. I'm not energetic. I don't feel like doing anything, and I've tried really hard in my life not to be that version of myself, So I think that sometimes I need to pause during the day and be like, girl, you're doing the best you can. Brianna, I love you. You're trying. You need to take a deep breath, girl. Like just telling yourself that, it helps so much. And it also almost feels silly because you just like, why are you so overwhelmed? Like, calm down. You need to take a chill pill. Go smoke a blunt. Like you are stressed out right now, And yeah, so I think that that's really important. I have negative self-talk my whole life, and I'm sure you guys don't even realize how often you do it, but it's very beneficial to talk nicely to yourself. Let's go to Maya.
Yeah, one thing when I get up in the morning, the first thing that I do is like I open my phone and I go to the YouVersion Bible app and I do like my little verse of the day, and I listen to them like say the verse of the day, explain the verse of the day, and like have their input on like their own lived experience with that. And for me, my faith is something that's really important to me. But I am not the best Bible reader, like sitting down and like opening the Bible and reading chapters. TJ is incredible with doing that, but I struggle. So that's one thing that is really important to me in my life, to like get me going and making sure like I'm checking in with God and just remembering like my purpose and my calling and what I am here for. And then of course doing my stretches. My stretching routine really helps me like get into my day. If I don't stretch, I am miserable, similar to what Brianna said. Like, I am not happy, I'm in pain. Like, it's like all of the joy is just ripped from my body and my soul, and I don't want to be that person either. So those are a couple of the things that I work on. And also watching TV. Guys, I love TV, and I make sure I put time for TV in my day every day. Probably too much sometimes, but
I love that because sometimes I feel guilty when I'm watching TV, but
Same.
now I've been scheduling time for me to like watch TV because that's like it does bring me joy. I love following up on my shows and like seeing what's new out there and stuff. And like literally when I'm overwhelmed, I just watch reruns of Grey's Anatomy. I've talked about this before, and like sometimes I want to watch something new. Sometimes I want to laugh. Sometimes I want to, do something else. And I feel like, oh, I need to be studying. I need to be gaining more knowledge. I need to be doing this, doing that. There's so many other things I could be doing, but I need a rest too. That's something that's so important, is scheduling rest time for me. It's like, why have I never done that? I don't know, but it's so important, and it really has helped me be more not motivational, but more, I can't think of the word, proactive, I guess, in my day, and get more stuff done because I do schedule at that rest. I'm not pushing myself so much.
Mhm.
And you'll have to send me that app because I think that that's super cool. One of my goals is definitely to pray more and to study more scriptures this year, because sometimes I just feel like I pray very, very shortly, and I want to put more time and set more time apart in my day to pray, to build my relationship with God, and to know why I'm a religious person, to know why I believe these things, and to have, when I have that doubt, to have those things in the back of my mind that can reassure me that everything's going to be okay. So that is one of my goals, definitely.
Well, I'm gonna send you the link right now, and we can be friends on the Bible app, and we can do Bible plans together.
I love it. I love it.
Maya,
it's,
send it to me too.
it's coming through. I
Send it
got
to the
you.
group chat,
Send it to the
girl.
group.
Put
Send
it
it to the
in
group.
women's chat.
Oh, I love this.
I might
Yes.
have it if you're.
I know. I wonder what app it is.
But yeah, no free promo.
Well, we'll get on that, definitely. Okay, so Jessica, what do you do inside of your day for yourself?
So it's really interesting because for a really long time, I didn't really think about the disability. And I think like 2 years ago, I went on a trip with my girls, and one of them had never traveled with me. And in the morning one day, she goes, "Dude, no wonder you're late to everything." And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "You wake up like 100 times at night." And I just have so many spasms. And so now it's funny because I preach this to all my clients, and for the past year or so, I've been doing it for myself, which is self-compassion. I'm gonna, I even tell my clients, like, I'm moving slow today because it's one of those days, or, I will be late, and just being okay with that. Because I think sometimes we think to ourselves, like, oh, I didn't do it, so I might as well not do it tomorrow, or I might as well not do it the day after. So just reminding myself, just keep moving. It makes sense that it's a harder day because you spasmed more all night, or because you ran out of your bladder medication or catheters, or right. And before, like, I was like, I wouldn't take that under consideration. I just believed I should be doing as much as I could as I would on a good day. So I think self-compassion, and my mom has always said this about me, and for me, it's not new year, new me. It's like new minute, new me, new day, new me. Like, I just continuously feel like, okay, today I'm going to be better than yesterday. Today I'm a new version of me. Like you could tell me, oh, you don't wake up early, and I will tell you, oh yeah, but tomorrow I'll be a morning person. So I'm always new me, like every day.
Mhm. I think that's beautiful. I
And
think that's the overall goal, to always feel like you're evolving and growing, and I feel like sometimes the New Year's resolutions set people up for failure because all of a sudden they're just trying all this stuff at once and they're like, you need to be healthy, be fit, be fucking amazing, kill your dreams, be financially stable. And it's like, no, like that's a lot, girl. You gotta
Realistic.
take it day by day, and definitely work towards those things though. Have them on
yeah,
your to-do list. You have to
Yeah.
work for it to grow. You have to learn new tools in order to grow. It's not kind of just existing through the day and not trying to elevate in any way. I think that sometimes that can be the hardest part, because you're just like, okay, when's my blessing coming? And it's not that easy. It takes a lot of hard work to find yourself, to find the version of yourself that you love and that you want to be, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's worth it. I promise you, so I think that's very important. And I love what you said about self-compassion, because that's so true. I think it's hard to judge ourselves on a good day compared to a bad day, and feeling like we should be doing the most. And a lot of us strive so hard to be to the point where we are independently, and to be on a routine and to be able to do all these things, that we almost feel like it's a waste of time when we're not that on top of it, and like that can be hard. That just reminded me, because I just had a horrible night too. I was like waking up all throughout the night, and the next day I'm like, why can't I get it together? Why can't I even focus on this chapter? Like, what? You're already filling out your freaking goals, Brianna? Like, what the hell? Like, get through this, and I was so hard on myself, but I think
yes. Then you like able-bodied people will tell you like, wait, but you didn't sleep. And then I think I forget that we go through all this shit and they don't. You know what I mean?
That's what
yes.
this year I've been like giving, like I used to kind of get upset at myself because I'm like always late. Like, one thing about me, baby, don't if you tell me 12, expect me there at 1, baby.
Girl,
And
I think
Right
we're
with
all the
you.
same way.
I'm like,
Late squad.
this year I'm like, you know what? I'm not stressing being late anymore. Everybody knows I'm late. It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. It
Yes.
is. That is.
I love it.
Like,
I even like try to like underplan, and I'm still fucking late, man. I try so freaking hard sometimes, and it's so overwhelming. But also I lose track of time really easily. I really do. Like, I don't know why. It's just like so easy for me to. It's exactly. I know why. We just talked about it, huh, Jessica? Because sometimes, like, I'm more tired. I'm more in pain. Like, I can't get ready as quick as I can before. So I'm timing myself on, okay, it's going to take me 10 minutes to do this, 10 minutes to do this, whatever. But sometimes that time limit goes over, and it goes over again depending on how much you're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it's funny because as a quad, on those days where you get really stressed that you're late, I swear to God, you drop everything.
So annoying.
Like, you drop everything.
No,
I
when
feel
I'm
like
stressed about being late, the cap to my bag pops off, and then I'm just like peeing on myself out of my tube. Like I'm not even actually peeing on myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and it's so frustrating. It
Yeah.
happened to me this morning.
Well, you have a lot of anger there, Maya. Just kidding.
I said what I said.
Yes, my cats are all messed up on me so many times like that. I swear, it's super affectionate.
It's a hot take.
Girl, I feel that.
You're getting the raw emotions here. Okay,
No,
so
so much.
switching gears a little bit to what is something you're doing this year to take care of your mental health? So, what's something that you're striving for, or that you're realizing that you do need to focus on? Maybe any areas of that. I feel like mental health is a constant growing area. I'm always learning new things, and so this always changes for me because I'm realizing maybe this didn't work. Maybe I have to try this. I'm always trying to. I am really always trying to do different things because I want my mental health to be stable. I want to be okay. I don't like when my mental health is out of whack, So I try my best to regulate it because I feel like the easy part is letting it be out of whack, and going through the emotions and letting it control your life. And I have emotions, but I don't, and I want to let my emotions out, but I don't want to let them control me, you know? And so that's something that I had to be very aware of with my mental health. So let's go to Jessica. You love mental health, right? You know, you're talking about all the time.
Mental health expert.
You're always learning about new different things. You're always talking to different people. So how do you relate that to your own life? Like, is it hard for you or?
Period.
I think as a therapist, we know what works, right? And you know how they say preach to the choir. I think a lot of times as therapists, we have to remind ourselves to do the work that works because we know what works, you know? And for example, like we talked about self-talk. I said that this year what I'm doing is I'm going to stop saying I have to and I'm going to change it to I want to, right? So I have to get out of bed. I want to get out of bed because as a therapist, I genuinely know the science behind those words. And I'm like, why aren't you doing it? Right. So for me this year, for my mental health, is I'm just going to do what I know works because the tools are there and it's what I teach, it's what I do, and it's crazy. It's crazy to see my clients go from the worst place ever to this beautiful healed version of themselves, and I'm like, I know what works, you know? So just putting in the work, and that's a small one, just changing my words, reminding myself it's not that I have to, it's that I want to, right? Because I do. I want to move forward. I want to keep moving. I want to keep doing. So that's one that I'm going to be doing this year for my mental health and just being mindful of my diet and my exercise because obviously you guys know that I believe that exercise and diet are important because mental health is physical health. And I know that if I want more energy, I have to work out, I have to eat the right things. So those are the things that I'm doing this year, just doing what works.
I love that. I totally agree because that's something that's like such inside of my head. It's like you know better to not be shoving hamburgers down your throat and super chili cheese fries all the time, you know. But I do it, you know. I'm not eating good. I'm eating late. I'm not being like I'm not holding myself accountable for what I'm stacking on, what I'm putting inside of my body, you know. And I know not only even from a million people in our community that it works. You know, it's like also able-bodied people talk about it too. It's widely freaking researched. You know, there's tons of documentaries about it. So it's like, why am I just self-sabotaging myself and not listening? You know, and it goes back to because myself right now wants to taste this food, but I'm not thinking about my future self. I'm not thinking about the myself that's in pain and stuff. And I need to put that first. I need to care about that. Especially as a spinal cord injury. It's not always easy aging with the spinal cord injury, you know, and a lot of problems do come your way. So better to deal with it now than to later down the life, right? So let's go to Maya. How are you working on your mental health this year?
So one of my like mottos for the year is giving grace. And that's giving grace to myself and giving grace to others, you know. And I'm like highlighting giving grace to others because I've noticed myself becoming like increasingly like irritable with people, you know, like, and just, I don't know, I'm just at this point in my life where like my fuse is a little short and I'm getting, a little bit more angry than I want to. So trying to remind myself to like give the grace that has been like so freely given to me. And then also having like the compassionate self-talk with giving grace to myself when I'm messing up, because like I have a lot of changes that are going to be coming into my life this year, you know, changes with my body, changes with, you know, all different things in my life that I'm going to have to cope with and deal with. And like, when when they happen, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, like what? I used to be able to do this. And it's like, I can't be hung up on that comparison, you know, because I am stepping into a completely different space in my life. And so I'm really trying to give myself room for that, for my own mental health, you know, my sanity is really important.
Yes, I think that that's so important. I think it's so beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's go to Nikki and Ashley. What about you guys? What are you guys doing different this year to take care of your mental health?
I can go first.
Just featuring.
For me, I love what Maya said because I put giving grace. But so I won't elaborate too much on that because that's kind of with Maya too. But for me, I'm on I think I'm going on year 2 of therapy, and for me that helps a lot. I need to talk to a biased person, so for me that helps a lot. I don't really talk about my feelings. I'm someone who keeps a lot of things in, so I need that, and I know that. So something I do. For me, the gym. I notice when I go off of the gym, I just don't mentally feel the best. But for me, it's because I notice I get weaker. I'm in more pain. And that's me personally. I know some people might go to the gym and be in pain. So that's like your personal preference. For me, though, it's like I know that about me. So for me, the gym has been really like playing a role in my mental health. And I'm thankful and blessed that I found the gym and like a community at the gym that I'm going to and was blessed to like find because I know not everybody gets that opportunity. So that's one thing for me. And then yeah, just like my health, like you all were saying, giving grace, and definitely my health, like just taking care of my health, because same thing like you said, Brianna. It's like I know for me when I eat it's just certain food I don't feel the best. I'm actually, as when did it start? January 9th, I think I started, like the first year of the new year I started a fast. The first week of the new year I started a fast, and it's just been something that I needed to do. Obviously with as a wheelchair user I have to eat still. So, but like I've just noticed like there's definitely things that my body like doesn't agree with. So that's been interesting to see because I knew it already, but I was kind of just like lying to myself. And I've definitely felt a lot better. Like I feel like, I don't know, I just feel lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
No,
that's
it makes a lot of sense. You hear it from a lot of people. A lot of people have told me this. They say like that their stomach feels better, even like their mental health is more clear, they have more energy, their bowel cares are more easier. I hear it all, and like I guess I've never really have tried to strictly like cut off fast food. I think that that's my weakness. Like as soon as I eat fast food again, I'm like, stop at Del Taco on the way home. It's just easy for me to tell.
it's sweets and soda. Sweets and soda.
No, I don't know why fast food is so bad for me. It's also because I have to cook for so many people too. I'm cooking for like 8 people at a time. So when I cook, I have to cook for the whole house, and it's exhausting. I'm tired afterwards. I don't want to even talk. I don't even want to eat afterwards after I'm done cooking. So something else I'm going to try is meal prepping this year to see like
honestly, low key, when you eat healthier, people around you don't, so you don't have to cook for them.
Facts. I mean,
that's what I
So
found.
true.
I found that out. She still eats it, but that's about it.
That's so funny. That is super bad.
They're like, I don't want that. I'm gonna cook my own food. Okay, have at it.
It's so funny. I felt like you were calling me out when you said Del Taco. I normally haven't, like, I don't really eat fast food very much, but like last week I went to Del Taco 3 days in a row.
Oh my goodness. I know. I love their queso loaded fries from over there. Oh my God, it's so delicious.
Tacos del Carbón and a strawberry Sprite.
You're crazy right now. You're like, hook it up, hook it up. No, I want all the toppings on it, extra sour cream, That's the way I be feeling. I'm like, put some jalapenos on there, even though I know spicy shit fucking hurts my stomach. I'm on extra jalapenos.
Maya, you moved all the way to LA to eat Del Taco. There's real taco places. Like, what are you doing?
Listen, it was late at night.
Montana, she craves Del Taco. She literally is like, I need to go to Del Taco in Alberto. Like, she craves it. And I'm like, girl, like, nobody wants to eat at no Del Taco. Like, we
and Ashley and I are sitting over here like, what's Del Taco?
They don't even know what it is. I'm dead. That's
I can literally see one from the balcony of Danica's apartment, and I'm just like looking at it like
it's calling your name. That's so funny.
I want to be where Del Taco is.
We need a whole experience accountable for these healthy eating habits this year, you guys. I think it's going to help us out a lot, and we're going to see the change, and we're going to be able to come back and report to the Live to Roll show and let you guys know how it really works and how it goes, because we know newly injured people are going to injure it every day, unfortunately. And if you're one of those people watching this, it is possible. Start today. In a year, you would have wished you started today. Every day that you go without it, it just gets worse. It gets harder. Take action. Take action today.
I have something to add to what helps my mental health, because you
Yes.
just reminded me. Is I've just been very intentional this year of like connecting with I have a lot of newly injured people that I connect with, and like it makes them feel better when they hear from me, even if it's just once a week, and it makes me feel better like too. So I just I feel like it's a two-way street. So I've been making it like very intentional to like just be there for the people that need it, and like obviously some people, you let them go because they're fine, and then there's just more people that come, and people are getting injured every day, so that definitely feels good.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It's something that helped me a lot in my disability as well. And that thought, I remember when somebody told me that, like, there's going to be another newly injured girl just like you coming inside of here. She's going to be devastated. She's not going to know what to do next. And like that just thought that I could impact somebody's journey in that way just by being a friend or just helping them out with some tools or resources that really cost me nothing. I feel so blessed. It makes me feel so grateful, and it makes me extremely humbled inside of my life, And one more thing I want to touch on for mental health, because of course, on my goals list, I put find a good therapist that specializes in spinal cord injury and trauma. That's a big one. And them understanding me. If I don't feel comfortable in the first couple of sessions, I just got to be real and say this is not the best fit for me. I have a lot going on. I have tons of past trauma, tons of trauma now, tons of fucking mental health issues, all these fucking trauma. And sometimes I feel like I'm overwhelming my therapist, and I'm like, I don't like that. I really want somebody that like understands and knows the tools to help me through what I'm saying, and that I don't have to be trying to explain this and explain that and explain that they really are understanding what I need, and what I mean when I say that I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, and I think it can be easy to put that off. I hate making doctor's appointments. I hate meeting new people in those settings, meeting new doctors and meeting new people that I have to tell my life to. Not sure if I'm going to even like them. It's not the easiest task for me to do. And sometimes I just want to be like, I don't need it. I'm fine, right? I have my friends, I have my family, I have my boyfriend, like I can get through it. And I just feel like this year I need to stop being delusional in that aspect and really take my own advice, like we've talked about. I give that advice to so many people. I'm like, put your babies in therapist, put your grandma in therapist, put your mom in therapist, and then I'm over here not even in therapy, So I really want to take accountability for that and find a good therapist.
All right. Well, I got you. To send me the people, and I'll let you know. Yes. Oh, you guys,
Yes.
if anyone needs a therapist, I can be your therapist if you don't already know me. And if I can't be your therapist, I can help you find one that is a better fit.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jessica. We love you. We love the work that you do. You're fighting the good fight, girl. Okay. When I'm in pain, physical or emotional, sorry, I read that weird. When I'm in pain, physical or emotional, the kindest thing I can do for myself is, and explain a self-care day. So we've talked about having those off days, having those days that are kind of hard. So what's the way that you cater to yourself, or that you take care of yourself on those bad days? Let's go to Maya.
I just listen to what my body needs, whether that be like if I need to lay down, if I need to smoke a bowl, if I need to eat an edible, like I just try to evaluate like what is going on inside of my body, and like what I have done in the past that has helped, and I hate laying down during the day. But that's something that I've been like allowing myself to do a little bit more. And I hate doing that because like I have to stretch, sometimes I have to take another blood pressure medication to get back up. And it's like, it's difficult, but sometimes I just need that rest. And like, that's perfectly okay. And that's something that I'm learning and trying to accept with like giving myself grace this year.
I love that. Yes, that's so important for any of us. I think it can be really important. In the beginning, I had the problem of like never wanting to get up and do anything, and then when I started doing stuff, I had the hardest time like getting back inside of bed. Not only that, but my pain kicks in when I rest. I know people that are not in pain don't understand that concept at all, but literally when my body rests inside of bed, all of a sudden it just feels like huge punches all over my body, and for some reason my pain just attacks me and I'm feeling it like all at once, which can be overwhelming, and I try to avoid. So I'm like, oh, I don't really let me just put it off another hour. And in reality, my body needs to stretch. I need to listen to it. I need to go through those things so that it doesn't hurt so much at the end of the day. I think it's really important to do that. Even putting your feet up. I've learned that too. Like even just having my feet up, taking my shoes off sometimes, like doing little things like that. I feel like I wouldn't do throughout the day or if I was at an event or anything like that, because I don't want people looking at me. I don't want people asking me questions. You know, I feel like out of place. I want to be like as normal as possible. But now I'm taking more control of my disability. I'm like, catheter needs to be changed. I need to do a pressure relief. I need to take my shoes off. Like, you just deal with it. You want to stare at me over there and wonder, I've had it, you know, but I'm not going to be in discomfort anymore because of other people's opinions, you know? And so that's just taking that strength back, that power back in that, you know? Love it. Love it. Okay. Let's go to Jessica. When you're in pain, what do you do? What's the kindest thing you can do for yourself when you're feeling that pain physically or emotionally?
I think for me, it's always been like go to the deepest, darkest place, cry it out, rest. If I need to be over, I mean, I think as I get older and older, I don't do it as much. But when I was younger, I was like, I'm gonna be as dramatic as I have to be, and I would just not be the nicest person. Now I don't do it as much, but I am very, like I've told you guys, I'm very mindful when I'm having a hard time. I'm very vocal about what I need. Like, please don't touch me. Please leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Like, really just being in my room and, binging a show, doing what I need to do for my body. I think it's interesting because in my 20s, I used to take a lot of naps, and I thought it was because of my disability and I would feel like a horrible mom. And, now in my 30s, I never do that anymore. And I had to really think about it. And all my friends in their 20s took naps. I just thought I was the only one because of my disability. But now that I'm in my 30s, I don't really do that as much. So sometimes I have to remind myself now, like, get out of the chair. You've been in the chair for 12 hours, Where in my 20s, I wanted a nap, so I would get out of my chair. But now looking back, like my brother would sleep for 2-3 hours in the middle of the day, my sister, and we were all in our 20s. And now that we're in our 30s, none of us do it anymore. So I think you guys are in your 20s, so take naps, guys.
I can't take naps like that. For some reason, I wake up super, like some people can take even like 10 minutes nap and wake up like energized, and I envy them because I cannot. Literally, I'm groggy, I'm angry, I want to sleep more. I'm like, it's not the business. Once in a while, I might hit a good nap where I wake up okay, but 9 times out of 10, it's not the best option for me, But my medicine is constantly making me tired. My body's constantly making me tired. I feel so exhausted throughout the day. Obviously, I'm not eating right, which is not bringing up my energy, and so it gives me that slump feeling, that heavy feeling. And I really don't like that at all. But it's okay.
Well, I used to do the weirdest thing when I was in grad school. I would pass by Starbucks. I'd get like a really strong coffee. I would drink it, and before it kicked in, I would take a nap. And then I would wait 30 minutes later and it would kick in, and then I'd just start doing everything I had to get done.
That is so funny. What a unique tactic. I've never even thought about or heard about that. I'm like also the type of person that can drink a coffee and go to sleep too, though. Like if I wanted to like lay down, my body will just pass out, So I'm like, look, I need double shot. I'm one of those double shot venti type of girl.
Yes.
Okay, Ashley and Nikki, what do you do? What is the kindest thing that you can do for yourself when you're feeling that pain physically or emotionally? What is a self-care day look like to you?
Definitely give myself grace.
Always.
Um, and for me, a lot of times I'm in pain a lot. So sometimes for me, it's like I hate to say it, but I don't really rest. I would like push through as much as I can. But I do have like routines during the day, I guess if like we're going over the day, like where I definitely like will lay down for like 10 minutes, like
You do. You lay down.
yeah, I'll lay down for 10 minutes. I'll nap. I can't nap. If I go to sleep, I'm sleeping through the night to the morning.
Yeah, night Nikki.
Yeah, not Nikki, right? Ashley, no, she's like not Nikki.
Nikki's naps turn to sleep.
If I go to sleep at 2, Nikki's not waking up till 6 in the morning the next morning. Like it doesn't matter what time I go to sleep, I'm not waking up till the morning.
That's TJ.
She said, "Nice knowing you."
See you in the AM.
So, I definitely like lay down and I'll do like stretches. Like I like to do this one where I like lay on my side and then I turn my back and it like cracks your whole back. Oh, it feels fantabulous. So I like to do that. For me, something that helps with my pain, and maybe this causes some people pain, but standing for me. Let's try to be like, even just like, I think sometimes we think we have to do it for like an hour or 5 or whatever. I do it for 10 minutes sometimes. Just get in it really quick, put on the show really quick, and just 10 minutes, get out. Because sometimes it does feel like a task, because especially I have to move my stander and stuff. So that, yeah, so that helps. Yeah, so that helps a
I feel
lot.
like I need to add that on my goal because I put off standing in the beginning of my injury. And even though they told me it was a good thing, I just felt like it triggered me in a different way. And I was like, had to just become okay with sitting. And I didn't like looking at myself. I didn't like doing it. It just made me sad. And I've heard a lot of good things about it. I heard that it's really good for your body. It's really good for your intestines. It's really good for your bone strength. There's a lot of benefits of using a standing frame.
And the stretch, Brianna, the stretch.
Yeah.
Like that's for me, like in the bowels too, like it just like gets everything going. And again,
I need to add
10 minutes a day. Well, for me, my setup is like 5 minutes in itself to just get in the stander. And then like 10 minutes in it. So maybe it's like taking 15, 20 minutes a day out of your day.
Not that long. I mean, for something that's going to benefit you like that, and has so many benefits, to keep putting it off, it's just something that's easy to put off because we don't have to do it. It's not like able-bodied people stand because they have to, it's how they get around, but it's like, I got a chair to get me around, so I don't technically have to go through all that, and so it's easy to put off. But it's like anything that we've been talking about today, like exercising, eating healthy, all of this stuff is just kind of holding accountability and remembering why you're doing it, writing down why you're doing it. I think that that's an important part that Jessica touched on too, remembering the whys. Let me read this comment. Sorry, I have not been reading the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining us in. If you guys have anything that you guys do to help you get through the day, to help you stay on track, anything that we have not touched on or that you guys like that we talked about, feel free to add it in the chat. We love that. Thank you guys so much for taking your time to be on with us. We do appreciate that too. We are almost to 10K subscribers on YouTube. We are so excited. We are only a couple people away. So if you're not subscribed, we're actually stoked about this milestone on the channel. It's been amazing. Sean has created this magical family and this magical team, and I am forever touched. And
we love the Live to Row fam.
I love the we love you guys watching us and supporting us, and getting to come and share and be vulnerable with you guys. So just want to give another shout out to our subscribers. Okay, let's see. You guys are all an inspiration. I work on my photography. Yes, finding different hobbies definitely helps with mental health a lot. I think when you have like a creative spark, I think that helps. For me personally, it helps me a lot when I'm creating something, even if it's something little. I like coloring a picture, building a little mini do-it-yourself house. I know that doesn't sound really easy. It's not that easy, but it's something to focus your mind on. It looks really cool afterwards. There's tons of projects you can do. I do millions of them all the time. So I don't know why Do you know why that is, Jessica? Why does that make you feel like good about yourself when you're creating something?
It's actually a form of mindfulness. So it helps your brain really focus on the present moment because you're, being creative with your hands, you're in the moment, you're tapping into that right brain, which is a very emotional part of your brain. And it keeps you in the now because, when you have anxiety, you're racing on the future. And when you have depression, you're stuck in the past. So when you're fully present in the moment, it just releases a lot of good endorphins and it just helps you stay grounded.
I love that. I love figuring out the behind the scenes stuff sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not really sure why it works. It just works, and Jessica gets to come in with a meaning and I'm like, yeah, you see, I told you guys there was something behind that. Okay. I'm Jamie. 4 years ago, my body took itself out, transverse myelitis, the longitude kind with lesions from T9 down. I have sensation, but they're literally all pain. I only crochet, I draw and paint and do digital art too. It's my saving grace. I love that so much. The pain part is definitely hard. Something that I had to come to terms with during my injury that was very hard for me and still hurts to say sometimes is that pain is a part of my life. I get to either let it hold me back or I keep on going despite my pain. And it's not always the easiest to be on that mind path, but I've created more memories. I've grown more. I've been able to do more that I never thought I would do, that I would use my pain as an excuse to stop me to do, and the days are not always easy. Sometimes, I get so much in my head though, doing my little hobbies, doing the things I love, hanging out with the people that I love, laughing, playing games, that sometimes I forget about the pain. And that's why I say it hits me when I lay down and I relax a minute, because it really does. I'm almost like the more busy that I am, the more things that I'm doing that I love, my pain goes on the back burner a little bit. I don't know if I'm making sense right now. I don't know if that happens for anybody, but I feel like it's easy to like forget about it while I'm focusing on something else. I don't know. Okay, great. Great comments. Yes, so the last thing that I would touch on for the niceness part, just reminding yourself that it's okay to be feeling these things. I think often sometimes I want to like be like, oh, I need to stop that. I know better than to be angry about this, or I need to look at it from their perspective, or I need to do this. And it's like sometimes you're just feeling those emotions and you need to let yourself feel it, and it's okay. If you're not overdoing it and you know that about yourself, like I know when I'm overdoing it in my sadness or my emotions, and if I'm not doing that, if I haven't had an outburst or cried or nothing in days and I'm feeling these things, like let yourself feel it, because holding it back hurts more than I think. So sometimes I will start saying things and I only realize it when I'm talking to my brother, because my brother will be like, don't do that. Don't make excuses for them. Like, just feel it's okay that you're feeling this way. Like, just feel that way. And it just made me feel like really heard, really seen. And I was like, you know what? I need to give that grace to myself too and remind myself like, hey, it's okay. You're feeling this. Like, yes, we can figure out a solution. We're going to do that, girl. Don't worry. But let's just push that out a little bit. Let you feel what you're feeling. Let you get it out. Let you be frustrated if you want to. And then we can look at all the reasonings of it afterwards. I made friends with my pain, luckily. I stole from my PT from the hospital, so she fixes up when she can for me. Oh, that's great. Yes, you see, connections come. Stuff happens, and it's like, I could have let my pain take control of my life. I know that. I was already doing it for 2 years of my life. I wouldn't move. I wouldn't do nothing. I didn't want to make any connections. I didn't want to hang out. And that led to me not wanting to be alive. And that sucks. It's an ugly place to feel. It's an ugly place to be. And so you need to remind yourself that you're worth it. You have a purpose. You're alive, baby. You are alive, and you need to remind yourself of that, okay? This has been a great show. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Urology Professionals and Mobility Professionals. They're amazing companies. If you haven't heard about them, go check them out. Mobility Professionals handles more of your wheelchairs or any tools that you use, such as like your shower chair or different things like that. And sorry, my dad is coming in with the Red Bull really quick. And Urology Professionals help with all your catheters needs. They help with flushes, with the Foley bags, with tons of different other products. If your question, if your Medi-Cal covers them or what the whole case is, just send them an email, send us a message if you're trying to reach out to them, and we'll get you that information. We'll figure out if we can get you better care, better needs. They have amazing customer service. I'm not just saying that or hyping them up. It really has been life-changing for me, changing to this company and dealing with my supplies through them, because they are trained to deal with people in chairs. And that's something that I really appreciate. Shout out to you, Dean. You did an amazing job. Am I forgetting anything? Let me say the shows really quick. I always feel like I'm like going to have a heart attack at the end of the show. I'm like, what am I forgetting? Sorry. The boys are back every Tuesday. Go and check them out. They have amazing shows. Sean's already on point. Like, girl, you just ready to click the button already. Okay, Tom is doing his gaming show. That's super amazing. The Over the Hill show is every other Thursday. That is away from mine. So I do mine every first and third. And Rolling Over the Hill is every second and fourth that they do it. And we have tons of new things coming your way, vlogs, all that good stuff. So make sure you check us out weekly. Turn on your post notifications, press that subscribe button, press that like button. And until next time, we will see you guys all soon. Live to roll.